Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what it is. We out here. We getting it in. Popping. Yo, 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 yo. What's good? What's good? What's good? Listen, yo, this is the call-in show. So I got the link in the description. All right, you can call in, get on camera, talk to me. I answer all your questions. You know what it is. We got to do this before the NBA Finals starts. Game 7 tonight. I know everybody want to talk about Iran versus U.S. and Israel. However, listen, man, you don't get a lot of game 7s in the finals, right? You might only get a few of these in your lifetime. Game 7 NBA Finals. So you only get a few of these, right? So I'm gonna end this exactly enough time to go to the homie Jeremy's house and watch that shit. But yo, if you want to know about the Israel-Iran conflict, yo, bro, I said this was gonna happen. Remember, if y'all watched any of my live streams, I said this was gonna happen. I fucking called it. I called it, bro. I called it. I said it was gonna happen, right? Because remember, this shit is not about what everyone says it's about. It's not about what people think it's about. This shit is about one thing. Well, it might be about a number of things, but the main catalyst is not what people think. People think, oh, we're just trying to defend Israel. I see people talking about that, saying we should or shouldn't defend Israel. They should. It's not about Israel. It's not about Israel, right? If anything, we're using Israel to get into this fight. America wanted to fight Iran. Let me tell you why. I said this before, but I'll say it again. Right? This is very you got to look at the world through this lens, and it'll make total sense. All right. In 1971, President Nixon took us off of what was called the gold standard, which meant that every dollar that the U.S. printed was backed by gold. Right? But other nations, they kind of knew that we was bullshitting. We was printing more money than we had gold. So Nixon was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. No more goddamn gold standard. We ain't on that shit no more. All right. So what did we do instead? Well, we made an agreement with OPEC. Right? These are like the oil producing countries like Saudi Arabia and others, that oil would be priced exclusively in US dollars. All right. All oil sold all around the world will always be priced in US dollars, and they're going to use US dollars to exchange oil. What did this do? This made, even though the dollar wasn't backed by gold anymore, it made us the world's reserve currency. And there's a lot of power in that, right? So now the dollar didn't need to be backed by gold. It was the world reserve currency. So now we can just print as much of this bullshit as we want, right? And here's the thing. The only reason that the dollar is the U.S. reserve currency and why we have so much power is because oil is priced in dollars and sold in dollars. Now, here's the thing. Every time a country says, you know what, man, we're going to sell our fucking oil. We're going to sell our oil in some other currency. All right. Every time. What happens? They get some bombs dropped on them. Or we invade, or we fund an opposition army. All right. So Saddam Hussein, Iraq, right? He was trying to price oil in other currency. Right. What we do? We invaded that motherfucker, man. We invaded that shit. You know, and we ran the same play that was just ran. We brought Benjamin Netanyahu over here. We was like, yo. And he said, oh man, yo, Saddam Hussein, he definitely got weapons of mass destruction. Definitely got weapons of mass destruction. No doubt. Right? They ain't find shit. But we took over, we took over the country, killed the leader, right? Boom. Now oil sold in dollars from Iraq. All right. Libya, right? They tried to sell oil in another currency. We funded the militia and the opposition forces of Omar Gaddafi. Boom, took over that country. That fucked the whole country up, right? All right. Venezuela tried to do this shit. They tried to sell oil in another currency. They tried to sell it in yen. And we were like, yo, man, get the fuck out of here. So they backed the opposing military, right? The opposition to their leader, and imposed sanctions, and Venezuela's whole fucking economy collapsed. That place is a shithole right now. All right. Syria tried to do the same shit. Right? Well, what happened to them, man? They got fucked up. Right? They were having a civil war at the time, and America backed the opposition team, gave them mad money, guns, and shit. All right. Russia tried to do the shit. Russia tried to sell oil in another currency. What happened? What the fuck happened to them? Well, we can't just attack Russia, right? But you see how much money we gave to Ukraine, right? To fight them, right? And now this whole shit is because Iran wants to sell oil in a different currency, right? And it threatens the U.S. dominance, right? If that happens, other countries may follow suit, and the U.S. would no longer be, the U.S. dollar would no longer be the world's reserve currency. You see what I'm saying? So what we do, the same shit we did to Saddam Hussein. Same shit we did to Saddam Hussein. We said, hey, we had your Boris Yeltsin. I'm sorry, not Boris Yeltsin. We had Benjamin Netanyahu came through saying, yo, man, they got weapons of mass destruction. They got nuclear weapons. Boom. We start bombing them. I told you it's going to happen. This happens every time a country tries to sell oil in another currency other than a dollar, right? You can fucking count on it. Doesn't matter if it's what fucking president we have, right? If Biden was elected, he did the same shit. Obama did the same shit. Bush did the same shit. It's going to happen each and every time. Just keep that in mind. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm not making a judgment. I just say, like, that's what's going to happen. You could have called this shit man long ago. All right, yo. So that's what I got to say about the war. Right? If you're in America, unfortunately, you kind of benefit from this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, good or bad. All right, yo, we got somebody you want to bring to the stage, man. I don't know how to say your name, brother. I'm just gonna bring you up though, man. I don't want to say your name because I don't want to say it wrong. I don't want to disrespect you, man. What's up, homie?
What's up, man? How's it going?
I'm doing fantastic, man. How you?
Doing good. I decided to do some very decisive shit after our last call.
Yeah.
So after you put me on whatever the good version of Blast is for my Instagram.
Yeah. Happy Blast.
Yeah, Happy Blast. I got guys in my DMs being like, yo, how do I set up my Instagram like that? How do I get fire shots like that? So all those shots were me putting my camera on a tripod and just going until I got the perfect shot.
Yeah.
So I started a new Instagram account that's just straight up, I'm providing the service now. If you're in New York City, I'll be your photographer to get you photos that'll get you right swipes.
Oh, shit. That's crazy. Yeah, because y'all don't remember last time he was on there, I showed his Instagram. He a lawyer. For, I think you said, for drunk Indian dudes.
Basic. That's half my plan. Yeah. Basically criminal defense. So if you're a rich white dude or a drunk Indian dude or a rich drunk Indian dude, anybody, I don't discriminate. All the money is green. Justice is for everyone and all money is green. That's how I see it.
That's a fact, ain't it? So yeah, that's what's up, man. So you got some clients now, or like people were at you? There was people showed interest.
People were showing interest because people have always seen my photos. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Like I used to be like, oh, I don't want to be seen as like the photographer, as the sort of help at the event. I'm like, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
If I can make $3,000 in a weekend, $3,000 is $3,000.
$3,000 is always $3,000.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I figured I'd upgrade too the fucking setup since last time. Because I just hopped on last time. My hair was fucked up. I was like fucking webcam. I'm like, this is my actual setup.
Hey, no, it's a good setup, man. I like. I'm gonna zoom out so they can see it. Bam! Look at that.
So
It's pro shit.
Yep.
What's good, man? So how can I help you?
Honestly, just the next step on this is just mindset, man. Because I'm sitting here and I'm like, how do I make myself the perfect daily schedule? Like, how do I actually do this? Because at this point, I've got 5 things running: my law firm, my personal brand, my podcast for business stuff, my law firm stuff that's in Punjabi, so motherfuckers can understand me, and now the photo thing. So I'm like, I need Goggins level discipline to keep this thing afloat.
Well, you know what? Here's the problem. It's like if you're committed to doing all that shit, that's fine. But I can dissuade you from doing all these things. You know, like I almost don't want you to start doing photography and shit on the side, right? Like I'd rather see you go all in on the thing you're doing. Like this your firm?
Yeah, this is my firm.
Shit, man. Then you got your own business.
Yeah,
right?
So I'm doing about low 6 figures a year right now, but like the potential is there. Like I have the bandwidth to hit 7 figures. Bro.
Man, I don't know. If I was you, I'd put everything in that, right? Because it's a higher ceiling than fucking Instagram photography. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a higher ceiling, you know. And sometimes we can get tempted by getting quick money, but it can keep us away from like the bigger money, you know. Like, because here's the thing about business, bro. And you notice you're an entrepreneur, you have a business. You've seen a lot of people fail in business, right? Like friends, family, people around, you know. Be honest with yourself, or be honest with me. Those people who failed, were they all in? Was it like an obsession? You know what I'm saying? Or was it like something they were kind of trying to do?
They kind of treated it like a hobby.
That's what I'm saying. And it almost feels like when you're so diverse, it almost feels like you're not dead serious about anything. And here's the thing, and that's not a diss, right? That's a common mistake a lot of entrepreneurs make. It's super common, especially you say you're making 6 figures, right? Around the 6-figure range, that's when motherfuckers start trying to start mad other shit. Like it happened to me too. Like I had a bunch of shit going, and you know when you just focus like all the energy into one thing, and you can do other things as long as they support the main thing, you know, right? Like your personal brand shit. If that is really a way to help you get more clients and build a law firm, then I'm with it, right? But I almost feel like you might be diversifying yourself too much.
Yeah. So so the photography definitely takes it way off the fucking funnel.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's close. It doesn't seem like I almost don't want you to do that, man. You know,
I might keep it on the side for when I have free weekend and someone's really hard up for it. Like,
yo, I mean, they have to like, I mean, I don't know. I almost feel like you should say no, right? Because the people I know who, okay, what's your goal? What's your goal? Let's start there. Like, what's your goal?
Like, if I'm like saying no bullshit, no like castle in the sky shit, like I would love to be able to hit 25 mil in the next decade.
Okay. All right. Okay. Do you think you can have mad shit on the side? Like real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk. Do you know people? Do you know people who've made that kind of money?
Not too many. Like
okay.
One or two when they're in the upper generation. Yeah.
Everyone I know who made that kind of money, they were like obsessed with it. Like their business was an obsession. You get what I'm saying? Like people thought they were crazy, you know, because of the amount they worked and how hard they went. Like to get hit extreme, that's extreme success. And extreme success takes extreme action, you know?
Yeah.
It's hard to be extreme when your focus is diverted in multiple directions. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not that you can't do all of that stuff. It's that you can't do it all at once. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that and I mean to hit that goal, if that's like your real goal, if you're serious about it, man, you got to go all in. It's got to be a legit obsession. You know, people need to think you're fucking crazy. You know?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like the photography, let's put photography.
Yeah, photography.
That's not. And
okay.
Like
we established. Like, maybe you can just put that on the back burner. Is that? I don't. If you want, that would be my strong recommendation. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna dump too much energy into it at all. It's gonna be more so
Yeah.
like that's my creative outlet when I want something other
Yeah,
than like
a
reading
fucking
fucking law books
hobby.
all day.
It's okay to have hobbies,
Yeah.
right? Like, 'cause I play guitar. A lot of people don't know that, but it's just like a fucking. It's just a hobby, right? I
Yeah.
don't get. I'm not out here trying to be motherfucking John Mayer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's just a hobby. I don't even. That was the first time I played on camera for a second. 2 chords, right? Like, it's not something I really give a fuck about. You know.
Yeah.
So if you want to treat it like that, cool.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Then, like the law firm content on the law firm Instagram
Yeah,
channel is
I
main.
like that.
Personal brand is so people get my personality and then want to hire me as their lawyer and or know me. And then the
Mhm.
podcast I have is literally just putting on people on stories that have like decided to go against the 9 to 5 in the South Asian community, which is just growing my name recognition in the South Asian community for the purpose of bringing
Yeah,
me in because it's my law
maybe
firm.
that's the
Yeah.
one where I feel like you might be reaching. Where like I don't
Okay.
think like it might be because you know as somebody who's an entrepreneur, because make no mistake, if you make it 6 figures, you are a successful entrepreneur, right? Most businesses just legit
Thank you.
fail, right? So like you know, the problem with that is like if you're because you're a successful entrepreneur, you're good at what you do. You're persuasive, and you can fuck around and persuade yourself in anything. That's the thing. Like we can bullshit ourselves. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yo, man, and we can fucking the human mind can rationalize fucking anything, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's impressive. Like how much the human mind can rationalize anything, bro.
Yeah. We
Just make sure you're not like you might. I don't know what it's like to be. I ain't never been a lawyer, so you might be legit. It might be legit, you know. Just really run it through. Is it helping you accomplish the main goal? You ever read a book called The One Thing?
No, I haven't.
Man, it's one of my favorite books.
Let me write that down.
It's up there. It's definitely up there. And he just basically talks about how like you need to find the one thing that if you accomplished it, it will make everything else easier or unnecessary.
Yeah.
Right. Because you know, like if you hit that $25 million goal, like I guess that's net worth. I'm assuming $25 million. If you hit that goal, man, you wouldn't be thinking about motherfucking doing Instagram photo shoots for motherfuckers on the weekends and like you wouldn't even be thinking about it.
Yeah, I hit that goal. I'm gonna go move to India and become a Bollywood star. Call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of just like, you know, everything got to be in service of the main thing. You know, you can have hobbies and stuff, and another thing. You know what? Here's how I look at it. Let me. I can actually demonstrate this.
Yeah. You know what it is? Also, it's like I see like you, David, all the other guys, and I'm like, all right, what if I just start doing from where they're at? And I'm like, I know that's fucking stupid in my head, but I'm like, because you got high ticket, you got other stuff, you got the channel, you got thought repellent, like you got everything. And so,
I feel you.
So it's like, should I diversify? And I'm like, maybe it's just too fucking early to diversify.
You know what? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, like it's only you can tell. But you know, when I started YouTube, it was a means to sell online training, right? It was the only advertising I could pay for with social media, you know, and so it was in service of the main goal. So like, I'm gonna show you something.
Yeah,
this you might find this helpful, and everybody might find this helpful. So what I think about when I think about goal setting. Oh, all right. So what I think about, you have your main goal. Right. And then you have, you know, goals that I'm gonna call just support goals. These are goals that support your main goal. Then you have result goals. These are things that you would get as a result of accomplishing your main goal. Right. So for example, you said you wanted to be a Bollywood star.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right. But that's going to be a result of you accomplishing your main goal. You get what I'm saying? That's just an example, but a support goal, like, so the podcast, let's say building your personal brand. right? This right here supports your main goal. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
Yeah. These are examples. But then there's two types of support goals. There's what I call them like offensive goals and defensive goals, right? So like offensive goal would be like grow IG, because it's like something you're doing to go out and accomplish the goal, to make the goal. But a defensive goal, you might, work out, get in shape, right? Working out may not directly help you accomplish the goal, but it will stop you from
being sick and slow,
getting sick and slow and fucking having energy, right? So like for me, the defensive goal looks different. It'll be like, I know if I don't spend enough time with my son, I feel like shit, and I won't, it's gonna fuck up my performance. So it's a part of it. It's like a defensive goal, right? Like, because spending time with him doesn't actually help me accomplish my main goal, but it prevents the negative things that come from, I start feeling bad. He grow up without a daddy and all types of shit. Next thing you know, this motherfucker wearing a dress and shit, because he ain't seen his dad in 5 years, right? That would fuck me up, right? So that's a defensive goal, right? You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, if I go here back to these result goals, you can have goals that are, there's different kind of result goals too. There's what do I call it? There's like selfish stuff and altruistic stuff, right? So like maybe
buy a nice big house for my parents.
Yeah, exactly. House for mom.
Or would that be altruistic or would that be selfish?
I don't know. Yeah, you know what? That would be. You're right.
I feel like
Bollywood
would be selfish. Altruistic would
be. Yeah. House for mom is altruistic.
Yeah.
Right, and then so like once you have this like structure, this layout, it's still the main thing is the main thing.
Yeah.
Where like where we started this, just for example, the whole Instagram audit thing, even though it's a good opportunity, right? It might for some quick money, it doesn't fit nowhere on here, right? Unless you just needed some money, right? That's one thing. Like if you just need some more money, then maybe I can see it be like, all right, I just need some money to live right quick. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that. I get that. Yeah. This stuff is like mostly like, as you can tell from like my selfish goal being a fucking Bollywood star. Like I just want a creative outlet. Like honestly, had like I probably done shit properly in my 20s and not like jerked off the entire time, like I would be successful enough that I could do something creative with my life. Versus now, it's like my creativity comes straight from being like, he totally stabbed that guy 20 times, but in self-defense.
Exactly. That's great. There's something to that, man. Because I've been a musician like my whole life. Like I played instruments my whole life, and sometimes, I used to be signed to Sony Records as a rapper and producer, and I don't do any of that anymore. I make a lot. I make the beats, like the intro beat to this, and like I make just for fun, right? Sometimes, but what I started seeing was like making ads or even making content takes like creativity, and if you can start looking at it like that, maybe that's a
scratches that itch.
Yeah, because when I started making ads and just content, it forces you to be creative, and you put it together, and you got to do it. So that's kind of the outlet I have, and maybe you'll find it that way too.
Yeah, which is why I like long form.
Brand. What's up?
Yeah, which is why I like long form. Like if vlogs are still like as ROI positive as they used to be back in the day, I would do those 2 a week, no problem.
I think vlogs still work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but everyone's telling me I gotta just make shorts and sit there and make shorts, and I'm like, how do I explain?
Vlogs fucking work, man. Who told you that? You know what I'm saying? Yo, let me like if we go on the YouTube right now, Solomon, I see you on there, man. I got you. Hold up, homie. You know what I'm saying? So we go on the YouTube and we type day in the life. Oh shit, what is happening? Hold on. You know what? This one just popped up on my Explorer page. So let me share my screen. Yo, what's funny about like YouTube is if you see somebody's Explorer page, like their homepage on YouTube, you see exactly what kind of shit they're on.
Oh yeah.
My boy, one of my this guy used to work for me, Johnny Tai. He was Asian, and he was in the like fashion and shit. And like, I looked at his YouTube once, and it was all like fashion and fucking sushi, like no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You see mine is guitar shit, guns, guitar shit. Yeah. Superman. All right, but here's a vlog right here. You know what I'm saying? This guy has a vlog. It just showed up on my page.
Okay.
This guy's like super rich. Like he don't even he ain't selling nothing, promoting nothing. But if we went into like just start day in the life, like this shit is popular, even short form. Like this shit 2 days ago, this motherfucker got 200,000 views, man. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of subscribers, right? But even on the shorts, like these day in the life videos do like really well. Yeah, man. So you can definitely still do vlogs and shit.
Okay.
Don't let nobody take it. Whoever told you that was wrong, tell them to shut up. Tell them I said shut up. No.
Sounds good. All right, I'm gonna let you get to the other guys. I don't want to take up all your time. I know you said the NBA finals are tonight, and you also don't want to discuss US Iran, but you know what? I got USA in 4. Let's go.
Oh yeah. No. So we yeah, for sure. For sure. You know what I'm saying? I think we have a big geographic advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing fucking over here. Nobody over here who like hate us and shit. Mexico, fuck they gonna do, right? Canada, the fuck they gonna do, right? Like nobody else, like they're allies, basically, right?
Pretty much.
So we have a huge geographic advantage, and I mean that's not to be understated.
Yeah. Like literally the only other country that's doing any damage with regards to like the reserve currency is India, and US and India are like tight right now.
Oh yeah, homies.
Like India has basically made Russia its bitch when it comes to like weapon sales and oil sales, because like we'll let you buy in rupees. All right, cool. I mean, India's still like fucking 80 rupees to the dollar, but whatever.
Yeah.
As long as we stay a distant second.
Yeah, America don't like that shit, man. You start selling oil in another currency, man. It historically just has not ended up well for any country who's done that shit.
Yeah, which is why everyone's like, "Oh, what's gonna happen with BRICS?" And I'm like, nothing's gonna fucking happen with BRICS.
Yeah, nah, chill out. All right, bro.
Adios. Thank you again, sir.
All right, no problem, man. Peace.
All
right. Yo, man, we got the homie Solomon R to the stage. What up, bro? Oh, what up, bro?
How you doing, Mr. Brennan? My name is Solomon.
Fantastic, man. How you? Oh, wait, hold on, man. there was a super chat I saw. Hold on, I'm gonna answer. Why are you on? Yo, thoughts on training to failure? Yo, I mean, so real quick, man, when I say training to failure, I train until I can't do it again with perfect form. So I can still like cheat and shit and do more, but I don't, right? Because the muscle fails. The muscle has actually failed once you start cheating. That's when you cheat, you are using other muscles. So that's how I go. Other motherfuckers go harder, but I feel like that's why I don't have crazy injuries and shit. All right, man. Yo, man, Solomon, what's up, homie?
How you doing, Mr. Brennan? My name is Solomon.
Nice fantastic, man. What's going on, bro?
I'm watching for a very long time, since I was 17.
Oh shit! Congratulations.
You have a lot of knowledge, man. A lot of knowledge.
That's what's up.
But quick question.
How'd
you get so good in business?
How'd I get good at business?
Yeah.
Business, first of all, thank you. But business is weird because it's a collection of different skills. Especially, that's why it's so difficult to start, because when you first start, you got to do all of this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to learn marketing, sales, customer service. Then you start hiring people. It's you got to learn how to manage people and leadership, and you got to deliver the product or service you're selling. This business is a collection of skill sets, But to answer your question, one thing to help me, my dad had his own business, you know.
Yeah.
And I saw him, you know, like he was struggling most of my like young life, and you know, both my parents had jobs. My mom worked on the weekends, and instead of getting a babysitter, you know, to save money, I would just go to the office with him. So I'd be there with him in some GI Joes or Transformers, like listening though, we're picking up this shit. You know, I think that was super helpful. And you know, just they couldn't get a babysitter for me because it was too much money on the weekends and shit. So I just went to my dad's office. I had to shut up and play with toys. Then I went to college too, right? I went to Howard University and I majored in business. So I feel like that was super helpful. I know a lot of people like to shit on college, but it helped me a lot, bro. And especially because I had internships in the summers. So I would intern with Abbott Laboratories, and I got the internship through the school of business. So I would intern with Abbott Laboratories. It's a big Fortune 500 company, pharmaceutical company that was based like right outside of Chicago. So I would work with them in their sales and marketing department over summer, and I worked with them. That was super helpful. And each year I had like a different mentor that they assigned me to. So that like that mentorship was super helpful. And then I also had like a few other like mentors that were good. So a lot of the mentorship, if I think about it, my dad, mentored by those people at Abbott Laboratories, and then other mentors I had through my life. That really helped me out a lot, bro.
I know you failed a lot, right?
A what?
A lot. I know you failed a lot, right?
Yeah. Failed? Oh yeah, man. I mean, that's just a part of it. You know, it's like it's to be expected. You know, you gotta, you know what it's like. People get kind of bent out of shape when they fail, but I think of the analogy of you got kids. You got kids?
Nah, I'm young, man. I'm young.
That's good. That's good. Shout out to you. But you know, you've seen like babies when they first started walk. These motherfuckers might fall like hundreds of times and shit, you know. But then they start to get it, and they start falling less. And then next thing you know, they walking. Then they start running. You know, like we all went through that.
Sir.
And it's like that with everything. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like that with everything. Yo, Nima, what up? It's legitimately like that with everything. You're gonna fall bad times until you don't, until you start falling less. You know what I'm saying? And then once you learn how not to fall, then you can start to run. And next thing you know, you running, talking, yelling, screaming, throwing shit and talking. You know, and I'm throwing shit and running simultaneously. It's kind of like that, man. If you always just keep that analogy in your head, the failure will be less painful, you know?
Because failure is painful.
What's up?
Yeah. I said failure is painful.
Bro, it can be super painful unless you got to just reframe it. You know, that's what's supposed to happen initially. You know what I'm saying? Like initially, that's what's supposed to happen. When I first was learning how to do the handstands, I failed like countless times. Like I had to try every day. It took me 6 months to be able to just hold the handstand, and that was me practicing that shit every day for 6 months. Right, that means I was failing every morning, over and over again for 6 months. But there was no stakes, right? So I wasn't that emotionally attached to it. There was no stakes. But it taught me a lesson. It reaffirmed that same lesson I'm trying to teach you right now, because there came a part where it felt like, damn, I don't know if I ever get this. I remember feeling that way. But I said, you know, let me push through it. I can't give up. And then eventually I got it. And I just remembered that. So when I would go through trial and error of working on different skills or different things I'm trying to accomplish, every time it feels like, man, I ain't never gonna get this, I just remembered the handstand shit, and then, you know, just keep going past it. Anything you're trying to do, there's gonna be a point, at least in my experience, there's a point where it feels like, fuck, I don't know if I'll ever get this. And if you can keep pushing past that, that's where the success will come. It's after that point. In my experience.
That's so much knowledge, man.
No, man, you're welcome. I'm glad you found that helpful.
Sir, one more question, sir.
Yeah.
You have so many connections. How does that change your own life? How does
I'm
that
sorry, what?
affect your life? You have so many connections with people.
Oh yeah.
How does that change your life?
You know what, man? It's difficult for us to even see all the opportunities or be exposed to all the opportunities as one person. But
Yes, sir.
sometimes one of my boys or somebody I'm cool with, they can put me on to something that I didn't even know about. You know?
Yes, sir.
And that's a big thing. You know, you get access to the shit that you might not have been aware of. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, when I first started like trading, I was just trading with my own money, and that's cool. You know, I was making money, but then one of my other boys, he was making like a ton of money trading with like these prop firms.
What's a prop firm, sir?
Yeah, so it's weird. It's like exactly. What's a prop firm? That's what I was thinking too. Is these companies it's like different like Apex or Apex Trader Funding or there's another one called Top Speed, I think, but basically you can get funded accounts and trade with their money and get like 90% of the profits, but you don't have to put up none of your money. You got to pay to it sounds easier than it is. It's definitely not easy, right? But yeah, but when I learned that, like, fuck, if I would have known that earlier, I could have made more money because I was a profitable trader with my money. But now that's why I do that. He put me on to that. Or, for example, different somebody put it in the shit. Top Step, man. Tradeify. I only know Apex. That's the one I use, you know. But it's you know, just different opportunities like that, or maybe shit that you weren't aware of, but somebody can give you like a piece of game that can change everything for you. And also sometimes I really like when I have friends who are doing better than me because one, I can get the game from them, right? Because they've already been there.
Right.
I get the game from them, but also it makes me it increases my belief that I can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's like because it's one thing when it's just theoretical or just something you're thinking about, but when you see one of your boys do it, it's like, oh shit, this is real. You know, and, all right, I can do this. You know, that makes sense.
Right, sir. It does make sense.
Yeah.
Yo,
Those
man.
are the main two things, you know, different opportunities that you may not have been aware of. And if your friends are doing better than you, it's like just belief in what's possible. It expands your belief. If you don't believe, you won't try. Or at least you won't try hard, you know, if you don't believe, you know. But when you see someone else do it, so especially somebody close to you, then it's like, oh shit, this is real. All right, cool.
You have a lot of knowledge, man.
Oh, thank you.
Knowledge.
I appreciate
it. You have a lot of knowledge on sales, business, personal growth, personal branding, knowledge. It also sales.
Yeah.
I just get to go in sales, man.
Yo, a lot of that is my dad, because my dad did sales, you know, and he would give me a lot of game. And so, you know, my dad, he didn't finish high school, he didn't go to college, none of that. And you know, he started his own business and he struggled for a long time. He was doing all the sales in his business. He struggled for a long time until I was like 16 and I got sent away to military school. Then he started making money. And by the time I graduated, I was like 15 maybe. And by the time I graduated from high school, he was making $3 million a year. But that was in 2000. So adjusted for inflation, it'd be like $8 million a year. So he was doing $8 million in sales a year himself. He was doing all the
revenue.
Yeah,
revenue. Wow.
Yeah. Hey, the equivalent, it was $3 million in two. Like that's crazy. I was in military school when it happened. So when I went to military school, we was broke, right? And when I graduated, he had money, right? And then I went to college, and then that's when he started fucking up, right? You know, by the time I graduated to college, he had lost all the money, and we was back to where we started. And then he killed himself. And he didn't leave us with nothing. He lost all the money, but I knew it happened, right? And I remember, I knew it happened, even though he lost it all and it ended bad. I knew that shit was motherfucking I knew
It's
that
possible.
shit was, I knew it was possible. And then I remember, like I had been in, remember I told you I used to go to the office. I had been there with him on sales calls and shit. And he would like break shit down for me and teach me, And then, obviously at college, I worked with Abbott's sales and marketing team, Abbott Laboratory sales and marketing team. So, shit like that. And then a lot of doing sales. So I had this one job, it was in New York, and I was and my job was I would run up on chicks in Times Square and sell them and try to sell them salon packages of salon for like $80. They ain't even like cold. And we would do that shit all day. And it don't get no colder than that. Like running up on tourists in Times Square.
It doesn't, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? It's So I think that the reps and then having good mentors, and then reading a lot too. But the reps too, there's a lot of reps in sales. So I've been doing sales since I was 17.
Since you was 17. Wow.
I'm 42 now, right? So like it's just a lot of reps. A lot of reps.
So how do you run your sales team?
How do I run the sales team?
Yeah.
For me, it's you got to train them well. But the training has to be consistent, especially when they're new. So when they're new, you got to watch their sales calls, tell them what they do, give feedback. You got to listen to their sales calls and give them feedback on what they can do better, what they do well, and what they can do better. It's very important. And meet with your sales team every morning, at least initially, every morning, and practice role play with them. Make them role play with each other too. Pause, because because even when they're pretending to be the prospect, that's helpful as well. Because when they're pretending to be the prospect, when you do a sales role play, even if you're pretending to be the prospects, you get an idea of how the prospect feels.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So it's good for them to see both sides of it. So you make them role play with each other, and then then they're warmed up for the day. I like to do it to start the day because I want them to be warmed up. I don't want them practicing on the fucking clients, on the real prospects. I want
that's your money, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't want them practicing on the prospects, So like we get to practice in person. We get to practice before the day starts, and it just keeps everybody sharp,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How does one join a sales team?
Join my sales team. So all my everybody on my sales team is a former student. So they went through. I only have sales team now for high ticket trainer, but everybody who does sales for HTT went through the high ticket trainer program, and they had success in it too. Some of they still have some online clients now, so they're actually practitioners. You know what I'm saying? It's just they're actually practitioners, and they had success in it. Like so one of my top sales guys, his name is Ethan, and Ethan, man, he was doing like between 10 and 15K a month. And he quit his job and was just a online trainer. But the thing about being an online trainer is you got to train the people, right? It's your own business. And again, if you're your own business, you got to do everything. But his favorite part of it was doing sales. So that's why he's like, yo, man, when there's an opening on your sales team, I'd like to interview. And we had an opening and he interviewed, and he still has some online clients, but now all he's got to do is his favorite part to make money. Does that make sense?
Does make sense, sir.
Yeah. So it's basically that, so we only hire people who've been through the HTT program, because the way I teach in HTT how to sell is the same way we sell. So I don't have it speeds up the training process because I don't have to teach them how to sell. They already know how to sell. And I don't really like hiring salespeople from other people because there's like a lot of bad habits they pick up,
What do you mean bad habits?
Pressure, high pressure. Like a lot of these sales companies or salespeople, they teach a lot of high pressure sales. And we don't do none of that. High pressure sales or unethical shit. Like motherfuckers will say anything to get a sale. Shit that ain't true, you know. But mostly it's high pressure. Like I'm not a fan of that. I don't think it's that effective. I just don't even think it works well.
But it's also lower your status, right?
Yeah, it's like it can, or it just makes you look. Yeah, I guess lower your status is a way to put it. You know, you look thirsty,
Needy.
Yeah. You look needy. You could fuck around and look needy, or just too aggressive. Like people like to feel good about their body. Like I want people to feel good about it. You know, because think about it. Imagine if you did it in if you were doing high pressure in a dating scenario. That's how you catch a fucking case.
You're right.
You know, yeah. You know, you want the other person to be excited about it, right? And that's how I want my sales to go. I want them to be excited about joining. I don't want them to feel no pressure. You know, does that make sense? Yeah, I like it the same way. Yeah, if they're not excited about it, then that's cool. Just like in dating, if she ain't excited about it, man, back up. You want to?
You're right, sir.
Word.
It's amazing talking to you, sir. I'm gonna let you go, okay? Oh, more quick question. One more thing.
What up?
Fearless.
Yeah.
And Austin Daniel.
Yeah,
I know you changed the business up. I know you changed it up.
Yeah.
I know you have a lot.
You know what?
Exactly? I know you helped them out a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Those are homies. I've been mentoring them for mad long. And like one of my boys, one of the guys I used to work for, one of the guys who used to work for me, dude named Miguel, he launched their businesses. And so I would meet Miguel every week to talk about how to help guide them, you know. So I got to give Miguel a lot of the credit too, because he used to work for me and I mentored him. And then when he started with those guys, I was like helping him out the whole way, you know. So I got to give him a lot of credit as well. But I'm sorry. Yeah, was there a question in there?
How'd you take the business up? How'd you improve the business?
Their business?
Yeah.
I mean, no, it wasn't improved. Like we helped him from the start. Like when Austin was his very first thing, I was running the ads. Like his very first thing, like I was running the ad because Miguel was like, yo, man, I got this client, man. How can I do it? I was like, yo, man, just add me to the ad account. I'll fucking do it, you know, because you know, and I was explaining to him, this is why I'm doing it, this is what's going on. And so he could take it over and do it, you know. But we made sure, I wanted to make sure that it was successful at first. So like with Austin, it was like I was there from the start. You know, that's the homie though, you know. And Fit, you know, I met Fit kind of. Miguel had brought him on as a client, and you know, just any questions Miguel had from start to finish, man, I would be there. You know, like just making sure the shit was good. So I would meet with Fit, but mostly I helped him through Miguel. Like Miguel, me and him would meet every week. You know what I'm saying?
You guys changed my life, man.
Oh,
y'all three changed my life. Like the way I live my life,
I love to hear that.
Speak, everything, man.
I love to hear
you go, man. I know you're a busy man, so I'm gonna let you go, okay?
For sure, man. Yo, take it easy, brother. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too, sir.
All right. Yo, what up? So what's that Fit and Austin fill out, man? Nah, they cool, man. Those they brothers, man. They brothers. Everything is straight. You know what I'm saying? Everything is straight. Somebody said that 3 million ain't adjusted for inflation is not 8 million. I don't know. Maybe my math was wrong. I did that shit manually before AI came out. Let me see. Yo, oh fuck, this shit is dead. All right, hold on. Let's ask Skynet. Then we're gonna bring on. We got some people in the waiting room. Bring them on. I just got to check that math, man. Yo, if somebody made $3 million in the year 2000, how much would that be in today's money adjusted for inflation?
That's a great question. To figure that out, we need to adjust for inflation over those 25 years. I'll do the math for you. In today's money, $3 million in 2000 would be worth about $5.3 million.
Hey, there you go. I was wrong, guys. $5.3 million. Thanks for the correction. I did the math in my fucking head and I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? But now that we got AI, man, bitch changed it. All right, yo, that's what's up. All right, so we got Ben. Ben, you got to turn. I see Ben in the waiting room. You got to turn your camera on so I know what I'm getting into. All right, player, what's up, homie?
Hey, what's good, man? First of all, I want to say appreciate these Q&As, man. It's rare you get to, huh?
Oh no, thank you.
Yeah, it's rare that you get to talk with influencers face to face. So I really appreciate these Q&As.
Hey man, yo, people seem to like it. I stopped doing it for a minute, but I was like, you know what? I got some time.
Yeah. I mean, they're clutch, man. They're clutch.
Awesome.
But I'll tell you what, though. I got a question in terms of trading in regards to day trading. I actually saw your recent video about the Mark Douglas book. I've read it before.
It's good, right?
Yeah, it's a great book. Yeah,
the way it's a good ass book.
Yeah, just the way it makes you think of trading as kind of like you have to be consistent. You have to have the same approach every day, and you can't deviate based off what one trade does, right?
Yeah.
So I had a question because I've been kind of struggling in terms of finding a consistent edge in the market.
Yeah,
I figured out. I'm aware that it's a mental game, right? I'm aware that it's about risk management, managing your wins, managing your losses, having consistent approach, risk management, whatever, right? But I just had a question in terms of like, what is your approach to the market? How do you approach? Because you're a day trader, right? And I heard that.
I do swing trading too, and I do long-term investing. I do it all, right? But I do day trade every morning, like no bullshit. I trade. So I trade. If you want to know what I do, I'm assuming that's what you're asking. Like, what's my approach to day trading? Okay, so I trade futures. What do you trade? What do you trade?
So I trade SPY options. I would like to trade futures, but there's a little caveat for me specifically as a 19-year-old college student.
What?
You got to make an income.
Yeah.
You got to what I'm talking about, because you go through Schwab or Thinkorswim.
I used to trade it through when I first started trading futures, it was TD Ameritrade.
Yeah, and then it transitioned.
Yeah. So Thinkorswim, right? And that should change to Schwab now, right? And but I haven't traded futures with him in man long. What I do now is I use a prop firm.
Yeah. So you use Apex? I heard they had payout issues though. Like they wouldn't give people's payouts because for whatever reason.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely come up with reasons not to pay you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't. In my experience, it's not like they're bullshitting you. Okay, they have all these fucking rules. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like motherfuckers didn't read the rules, so they say it's like a scam. But like the rules was there. It was there. Like for example.
Okay, yeah.
I was supposed to get a $40,000 payout, right?
Okay.
And
that's a lot.
It got denied because there was one day when I went down. I didn't blow my accounts or anything, but it went down too far. Like I was too much even unrealized. I was down to it. It came back up, and I didn't know that was a fucking rule. And I went and checked, like, oh fuck, that is.
That's the drawdown rule, right?
Drawdown rule or something. It didn't blow. It wasn't even all my drawdown though, right? I had more cushion.
Right.
It was too much of a
decline. Right. It declined.
Yeah. And then, so I didn't get. So I got to wait to the next payout to get that.
Right. Well, when I actually first learned about trading. This was actually before prop firms were a publicly available way of trading. Actually, I think it was public. 2022 or 2021? I
don't know when that shit started. I think like I don't know when it started.
Yeah, because when I started out when I learned about it, I was really young. I was like 13. In 2019 or 2018, something like that. 2017. Shit, it was a while ago, but basically, if you want to be prop firm, you had to like trade at a desk. You had to like fly. It was like a full professional thing. Now you got these online places where you could just take evaluation and everything.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Evaluation. Right. But it wasn't like that before. Before it had to be like a full on. Huh?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be like that, right? Like there's a prop firm now, S&B Capital, which still exists. They make pretty good content, but they're a legit prop firm that you have to like. It's like a full-time job essentially, right? So point of the matter is that I actually saved up since I was 13 years old. So at 18, I would be ready to trade and be above the PDT rule, right?
Yeah.
And I am above that rule by a little bit.
There's no PDT rule futures, is there?
Yeah, no, there isn't.
Yeah.
But once again, since it's regulated by I think it's CMT or not CMT, something like that. Since it's regulated by a different, so for stocks and options, that's FINRA. That's regulated by FINRA. And then for futures and Forex here in America, it's like I forgot the CB. Not
but you don't need a lot of money to trade. Well, maybe it depends on what a lot of money. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a
so I have my own personal account that's above the PDT. So so right now I'm day trading SPY options.
What broker you use?
I use TD Ameritrade, now Schwab.
Okay, yeah, you can get a futures account with them.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm broke, man.
Yeah,
I don't make no money. I ain't got nothing, because they'll say like proof of income. I was trying to sign up to this shit, right? And it said proof of income. I'm like, what's fucking proof of income? What
they asked you for proof?
Yeah, because at the time I was working at a fast food joint.
Yeah,
so it's like the fuck, like they're not gonna accept some motherfucker making 15,000, whatever.
Oh man, listen, I don't know. I could be wrong what I'm about to say. So like, maybe someone in the comments will correct me if I'm wrong. I listen. Don't come at me, guys, if I'm wrong. I understand I might be wrong, but I don't think they check that shit. I think it's just like for liability reason. Like they want you to trade.
You say you just put.
Yeah. It's like, all right, hey, if fucking the government come at them or the SEC,
right? Because they'll be reliable.
Said he was balling. How was I supposed to know?
Right? Yeah.
On the low, it's like that with like if you wanted to get with a private equity fund, like you got to be a qualified investor.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
All they do is fucking make you click a box. Like they don't check that shit.
Yeah, well, my dumbass was honest the first time, not thinking that they would fucking actually care about it. Because listen, I did the same thing with options. They asked you your income. I was honest about it, and they gave me level 2 approval, so I could buy calls and puts uncovered, right? Yeah. But I would figure, okay, so maybe for futures it would be the same shit, right? I would figure it'd be the same thing, but no, all of a sudden it matters because once again I didn't know, but it was a different regulatory body.
So there's that part, Webull has futures too, they just got it. But anyway, that aside, I just tell you what I do. I trade NQ futures.
Okay.
And that's the only that's the only instrument I trade. I think it's important to pick one instrument,
I agree 100%. When I first started trading, I was doing individual equities, and I would scan through like stocks gapping up 20-30% and all that shit. And your brain does become like, how do I say, you just become stressed because there's too much to focus on the same time. You're looking at this stock and this stock and this stock. It's just too
and they
much.
Move different though. They move different. It's like it's kind of like a good analogy is you can have sex with one girl.
I know
it can be her fucking best. The best. You blow her mind. She'll tell all her friends. You can do the exact same shit to another girl, and she thinks you the worst motherfucker, right? It's like that with different instruments.
No, it's true. It's true. It's an interesting analogy, but it's true.
Yeah.
No, it's true. But okay, so how do you go about trading NASDAQ futures? Like, are you looking at? Well, what are you looking at?
I can give you my strategy, man. Like, it still takes some time to execute. But I it's like sometimes I'm reluctant to give my strategy because it's so fucking simple. So it almost makes me think, like, is it my strategy that's doing it, or is it the way I execute and the way I manage my emotions?
I would say both, in my opinion. Yeah. When it comes to any strategy, it's how you execute it, and does it even have an edge to begin with? But
does it have an edge? All right, so you want to ignore. You know what? I'm gonna bring up. I'm not gonna show trading view because I have too many indicators on here that aren't really that helpful.
Okay.
Let me see. I'll bring up Trend Spider. trend. Yeah, that's fine. All right. 1 second. Okay, there's still a lot of fucking indicators. I can't lie. All right.
We all been there.
Yeah, but that's what I do. But people tell me not to. I'm like, nah, man, I like this shit.
Oh, you use volume profile. Oh shit.
Yeah. So everyone, all my friends who trade who are good, they say I have too many indicators.
Yeah, you do. But I'm not profitable, but I might agree with them on that.
But I mean, I get it, but I'm profitable.
Right. So who gives a fuck, right?
Yeah, so it's like, maybe you're right. I mean, I guess.
Hey, fair point. I only use volume profile, but
right. So listen, take what I say with a grain of salt, right?
Okay.
So what I do is I have a few moving averages, and I trade off the 15-minute chart.
Okay, 15-minute chart.
That's very important. I have the 15-minute chart, and then it's like I have these EMAs, right? So
okay, what? Hold on. Let me see if I can zoom in this shit.
Yeah, I show you what it is. So it's the most important one is the 200 simple moving average, the 200-day simple moving average.
Okay, so that's the 200. Okay, so the 200 SMA.
All right, so and here's how I do it. So check this out.
Okay,
this is very important. 200 SMA, right?
Right.
I also keep another chart up of the 2-minute. This is fucking crazy.
Okay.
Right? This is what I do. I'm looking at both of them. They both have to be on the same side of the 200-day EMA for me to go long.
Okay.
Right? So they both have to be above for me to go long. They both have to be short to go short. And if one of them's above, if they're one's above and one's below, I just sit on my hands. I just wait.
Okay, so both of them have to be aligned in a sense.
That's me. This is my strategy. I'm not saying this is the way to do it.
No,
I'm not saying,
I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back test this for sure.
Yeah, like for real. So you gotta have 2 charts up. So you can do that on Ninja Trader, right? You can have, or you don't trade with Ninja Trader, but you can do it on
but you can do that on Think or Swim. You can't have 2 charts up. Yeah,
they both have to be above because that's like, okay, we're in a. I don't know. It confirms bullishness, both short term.
Right. Because you're using multiple time frames to align, and then you go for the longs. Yeah, it makes sense.
I only trade off the 200 days. So I'm sorry. I only trade off the 15-minute.
Okay.
And the 15-minute is what I do is I'm looking for for example here. Boom! This when the market opened, I guess, right? Now I'm looking for longs, right?
So, what is your entry signal? Like, how are you entering?
What's my entry? Okay, so check this out. I'm looking for longs. I'm gonna wait till it bounces off one of these moving averages,
which,
or either a moving average or supporting resistance that I've drawn. Right? It doesn't. I don't care which one it is. I don't even know which one I'm looking at. Right? I only really. Like it doesn't. I don't care which one it is.
Right.
So look at this, and this is gonna fuck you up. This is not advice, guys. I don't even know if y'all should be doing this. What I'm about to say. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm just asking questions.
Yeah. I have an ATM strategy. I'm using Ninja Trader, right? So whenever I go long or short, I immediately have a 20 tick take profit. No stop loss.
Oh no, that ain't for me, man.
Yeah. This might not be. It might not be for you, because check it out. But just look at this real quick. Just look at this. Look at the chart. You'll see it. So boom. Let's like I would have probably went in here, but it didn't get close enough. I'd have probably went in on this candle, right? And on this moving average. Then I would have had another buy order underneath this. So I go in. My accounts are 150K accounts. I'm going in one contract at a time, but I'm willing to go more. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you'll average down on a position.
Yeah, no stop loss. I'm on the position. I know everybody teaches you not to. I have a mental stop loss. I know exactly. I know what number. If the losses get too high, then I'll fucking exit. You know.
I have a question though.
But no, before you get to the question, I want to answer the question. Look how it bounces off the moving averages.
Oh yeah,
Even when it goes through, even when it goes through, it doesn't power through these moving averages. It bounces up, and then I can get I get my motherfucking 4 point 20 ticks. You know,
Right.
and I do that. If I do that, and every time you do that on one contract, well, one contract is like $100.
Yeah. No. I mean, I could apply this with QQQ options. It's like similar shit, right?
Yeah, you can do this with anything. It just depends on your how. It seems super risky, you know. I get it, you know, because this shit can go crazy, you know, like it.
Yeah.
And honestly, if it would have, so let's say I would have probably went. No, I don't remember if I did it here, but I would have definitely went short here. It went long here, right? And then I would have had another one at this moving average. You see, I would have got that, but if it kept going past this, I would have had to close the position. Be like, all right, yeah, it wasn't my day.
Right.
You know, you just got to do it before you blow your account.
Right.
So it's either the moving average or support and resistance lines that I draw. So I'll draw like support and resistance lines that I see, just vertical ones. You know, sometimes I also keep. Oh, okay. So another one is I keep the MACD up. MACD.
So how would you use that, the MACD?
You know what, man? I just want to make sure there's not a divergence. I'm just making sure it's not a divergence.
Okay.
Right, because if I see a divergence here, then it's like I don't like it. Then I might not take the trade.
Right.
Let me see if I can show you what that looks like. Is because
you
see.
Yeah,
I know you know what it is, but not everybody.
Right.
So it's like right here. No, it's not.
It's basically when price goes higher, but the MACD goes lower.
I'm not like I'm looking for not. And then this is the secret sauce, bro. This right here for the 15-minute chart. It only works on the 15-minute chart.
Okay.
I put the RSI on 2.
2? Why?
Yeah. Okay. Because check it out, man. When it's super oversold or overbought, man, that should be bouncing. You know what I'm saying? That should be bouncing up. So like I would have definitely had as it approached this fucking 200-day moving average, I would have 100% had a buy order here. And then especially looking at it's super oversold on the 2-minute. I mean on 15-minute on the RSI too. Oh yeah, that shit. When that shit gets super oversold, man.
Okay, so I guess you're basically just scalping off moving averages.
Yeah, because even if it ends up continuing.
Yeah, I get it.
It's not going to do it directly. It's going to
go exactly because all you're looking for is just a small little move. You don't need to be in the big trend.
Little move. Because even here, right, you went to the highs. It went to the highs, and then shot down 15-minute straight, right? But it looks like 15-minute straight of selling, right? But not really. Like it bounced off this moving average, and then you see it went up here on the next candle, right? I would have got that trade.
So do you enter? So do you wait for like a candlestick pattern to happen at a?
Nah, man. I just listen. I picked the direction based off the based off the 200-day moving average. If it's above 200-day, I'm looking for longs.
So
is that be above?
Yeah. So as soon as it hits that moving average, you immediately buy it.
No, not as soon as you I just look at the day, right? You know, as when I start, like, okay, it's above the 200-day moving average. I'm looking for longs until that changes.
Okay, I see. All right.
You know, I'm only looking for longs, but it bounces off the moving averages. Listen, I'm the only person. Like, take this into account. I'm literally the only person with this strategy. I made it up. I can't promise that it will work for any other human.
So you didn't like learn this from anybody? You just
it's a collection of shit that I learned.
Okay.
And fucking hours of back testing.
Right.
Then I just noticed, oh, wait a minute. It's just you pick shit up, man. You just pick shit up. Like hundreds of hours of back testing.
Yeah.
So I back tested this exact strategy. Once I figured, okay, this is gonna be my strategy. once I figured out exactly what I told you, I didn't just back test it. I practice. I thought about it like practicing. I'm not like back testing the strategy. I'm practicing execution.
Practicing the execution.
Yeah. So I practiced for 200 hours.
Yeah, that's a good amount.
Before I with just the sim.
Right. You did the what you gonna call replay mode or whatever you call it. Use that one.
I don't know how to do it on Thinkorswim.
Yeah, on Thinkorswim they have it. If you go up, it's called on demand. If you're on a live account, it's called on demand on the top right corner. You could click on that shit. But I ain't gonna lie though, it's buggy as hell.
Okay, so on Ninja Trader you can download historical data, other days and shit. So I just download a bunch of days, and then I would fucking just run it like from the same hours I trade, right? Because I it's important. It's the same time too. Same time, same strategy, same instrument. And I practiced that fucking 200 hours before I even went to pass my evals.
Wow. I mean, that's a lot of practice, man. That's a lot. I mean,
I bought another computer, a PC. And I would take this shit with me on planes or practice, like I would honestly, man. Yeah.
No, that's smart. But what was it? For the time of day, what is it? Is it time based? Like, does it matter what time you're trading it, or
I don't know, because I only trade the morning. I noticed that I trade better. I need to start by 8:30. So it's at the hour before market opens, and I might take a trade. I may take trades in pre-market. I definitely have. If nothing else, I just want to get a feel for it and calm down. I fucking, every time I had a big loss, I noticed it was because I would like sit down on my computer like 5 minutes before market open.
Right.
So I like
staring at the chart. Yeah, for my setup, I trade based off the volume profile, which is you have on your right side. I trade off of that. So, I mean, I know you probably don't care about the strategy, but
no, I mean, it's interesting. I won't do it, right?
Okay.
Just because
you got something that works.
I don't want to. I don't want to learn nothing else.
Right. Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
But basically, I trade off volume profile, and I'll look at the 1 hour chart, mark up the high volume nodes. So where there's large spikes of volume, I mark those out, and oftentimes they act as support or resistance. Right. So then I'll also look at the shape of the volume profile. So if you have a lot of volume that's just kind of in the middle, you can expect it to be a range bound market. So you can expect both support and resistance to be held. If a lot of the volume is towards the upper end, so imagine if that volume was like up towards the upper right corner of the screen, then that would signal more of a uptrend, and vice versa, downtrend if you see majority of the volume down below. And it's pretty simple. If it's range bound, if it's kind of like a flat market, buy support, sell resistance. If it's uptrend, just buy support. Don't worry.
Shit. I'm sorry. There's one thing I wanted to tell you. This is very important.
Yeah.
You can't molest the move. Like if you try back, you can't.
Yeah.
So that means what I mean by that is I will only take, like, so for example, the shit hit here. Like I would have went short here, right? It's below the 200, boom, short, right? And you only do it once on each candle. Otherwise, man, you touching it too much, you molesting it. But I'll do it again on the next candle. I might do it again on the next candle. But
Right.
But only one trade per candle, basically what I'm saying.
One trade per candle.
Per 15-minute candle.
Per 15-minute candle. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, that's important for my strategy.
Right. Very fast scalps. Like
yeah, because it soaks up those fucking buy orders. It soaks up those orders there. That's why it bounces, right?
Right, because
so,
there's
yeah.
All right, that makes sense. So you're just going for really quick scalps.
Exactly, man.
Right. All right. And that's why it's a high win rate strategy, probably, because you're getting it out quick.
It works for me. I can't guarantee it'll work for another human.
Right. No, it's an interesting mechanical strategy.
And that's why there's no stop loss, right? Because let's say it's you sell here and then it bounces, then it doesn't bounce, right? You have stoplights, you get stopped out, but you really think it's gonna go? It's gonna just shoot past all these other fucking moving averages and all this other resistance? Like, probably not, bro.
Right.
Probably not. It can, right? It's probably not. So you just add to your fucking position. Now your break even is like in a different spot, and you can move your fucking take profit.
But what if it keeps going against you?
Then listen, you got to have a number where you're willing to fucking get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Jeremy, man, I got a little bit of this. I got the no stop loss shit from Jeremy because he made $1 million. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. He made a lot of money. He made like a lot of money.
I mean, if you say it's a lot of money, I can infer it's a pretty big number. But
just trading futures, man. You know, and he got one of the biggest Apex. It is documented. It's one of the biggest Apex payouts ever.
Wow.
Yeah, like one of them, like top 10.
Right. So I could infer off that he's a millionaire. But all right.
He had a different strategy for me, but I just took the no stop loss shit from him.
Right. Took the no stop loss thing from him, I guess.
Yeah.
But all right. So what was I saying? Fuck, I forgot. Oh yeah. So no, I feel you on the whole staring at the chart shit. I'll just set what I'll do, no joke. I'll put alerts on my chart and I'll just literally just go fuck off somewhere else until
you know what? I like to be there. I like to be there and watch it, but I'll have Sports Center on. That's why my guitar is because I'll start like playing guitar.
You start playing guitar?
Yeah, I start playing guitar the whole time while I'm trading because it gives me something to do. Otherwise, you'll start looking for trades.
Right. You'll start trying to force a trade almost.
Yeah, because you're bored. But if I got Sports Center on and I'm playing guitar, it's like it gives me. But I still got the charts up. I'm still looking at it.
Kind of paying attention.
Yeah, because I got a whole nother screen and computer.
Right.
My setup looks ridiculous.
Right.
But it's like I'm still looking at it.
Right.
Anything, shit can happen fast, but like I'm keeping myself occupied.
Yeah.
Or like now it's like that's what I used to. But now we got victory trades, so like I'm talking to the guys for victory trades. I'm telling them where my buy orders are and shit. And then Greg is on there doing this shit, you know. So so that keeps me. It actually makes me a better trader because I got
it does absolutely.
Too, instead of just fucking being bored. All right, man. Well, listen, bro. Was that helpful at all?
Oh yeah, I was just curious on what your strategy was. Also, quick question because I know you probably got to leave. What's
it's about to be the NBA Finals, man. Game 7.
Oh yeah. Who you got?
I'm shooting for. I want Tyrese Halliburton to win because ever since Kendrick Lamar beat Drake and J. Cole, light-skinned dudes, we've been down bad, man.
Oh,
so
that's true.
We need light-skinned dudes. We need another win. We need to get on the scoreboard. So
right. I feel that.
He's our last hope.
Yeah. you can't have SGA. You can't have him win, right?
He's not light enough. Fair. You know what I'm saying? For the team.
Yeah, it's not
we
fair.
need to get on the scoreboard, man.
All right, man. Really appreciate the call. But I got OKC though.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bet. Anything can happen. Game 7, bro. Anything can happen. All right.
All right, man. Pleasure talking to you.
Right,
Thank you so much.
No problem, brother. Good luck with your trading. Practice more.
All right.
Y'all should be practicing more than y'all should be. If you're a trader, you need to practice more than you fucking trade. You should be practicing more than you trade, man. Like basketball players practice more than they play basketball games. You know, pro athletes practice more than they fucking actually play games. And but like no traders do that. Nobody thinks about doing that. I don't know why. You know, it should be. Anyway, yo, listen, guys, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Get the game going. If y'all this was helpful at all, leave a comment. Let me know if y'all thought this was cool. I like to do it. It's fun when I got a little bit of time. But if y'all don't enjoy it, then fuck it, I won't do it. But if y'all do enjoy it, then I can keep it up. Yo, listen. If you're trying to grow your online fitness business, I got a free ebook called The 10 Commandments of Online Training. Click the link in the description. It's free. It'll teach you the game on how to get it. All right. I'll holler at y'all. Wait a minute. Is there any super chats? Oh, my fault. We do got a super chat that I forgot. What's one book that changed your life? Man, there's a bunch of them, man. But let me go Relentless by Tim Grover. It's the only book I tattooed on my body, so I guess I must think pretty highly of it. Relentless by Tim Grover. You know, I think before I read that book, you know, everybody was saying there was something wrong with me. Like I was tripping, I was working too hard, I was obsessed. And they got in my head. And I thought, damn, maybe something is wrong with me. Maybe I should take my foot off the gas. Then I read Relentless. I was like, nah, I'm actually on the right path. Fuck what these motherfuckers is talking about. And you know what I'm saying? Shit just took off after that. Anyway, man, I hope y'all have a great day. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.